When Jiwoo was still little, she asked her mom if he was a human because he could move fast. Her mother told her that's because he's special. Then he asked again, if I'm not a monster, why do we need to move to a different place again, and why do I not have any friends? Then his mother didn't say anything and just hugged him. Since childhood, Jiwoo has distanced himself from other children because they might discover that he's different from them, and that's why when a cat approached him and started clinging to him, he was surprised because those cats wouldn't judge him and were the only friends he could get. Jiwoo was sleeping in class when his teacher woke him up because the class was over. He got up, told his teacher that he needed to go, and just left. While running down the corridor, he bumped into another student. It seems that this student just transferred to the school a month ago. Then his phone rang, and it was the man who asked him where he was. The man continued and told him that he was useless and should go back to the lab. In Jiwoo's house, the wild cat woke up, and one of the other cats approached it, but it acted hostile towards the others and tried to attack them. Suddenly, Caden kicked the wild cat with his paw, knocking it out again. The other cats were so happy because he protected them that they started clinging to him. Jiwoo just got home, and the cats are already clinging to him. He asked Caden if the cat woke up, but Caden told him that it woke up earlier but slept again. Caden asked him about the cats in his house. It seems that they are all stray cats. He answered that when he was still a child, he couldn't make any friends because he was afraid that they might discover his powers. That's when one cat approached him every time, and he treated it as his first friend, but one day it vanished. Ever since, whenever he comes across a stray cat, he wants to help it. On a different place, the man kept on experimenting on cats, but it doesn't seem to work. It seems like the cats who got experimented on died in the process. The man is having a hard time and told Woo-in that he needs to show the results. He asked Woo-in to bring in other cats, and he told him that they were already using all the cats that they had. The man got angry and attacked Woo-in, knocking his glasses off, and then walked away, calling him useless. Back in Jiwoo's place, Caden is gathering power but can't seem to do it properly, maybe because of the wounds he got and because he used his remaining powers recently. He remembers the man who used forced awakening because it was too dangerous and inhumane. It seems Jiwoo is having a bad dream. When he woke up, he told Caden that he felt that someone was trying to choke him, but it was Caden who was also surprised that he got on top of his chest. Jiwoo told Caden that he was also worried about what had happened before. He told Jiwoo that since he was worried, he'd teach him one thing, a technique that would help him develop and efficiently use his powers. Both of them went to the basement. The basement seems good for training, and Caden told him that the technique that he's going to teach him will help him develop his powers, and depending on his talent, it may take years or decades. Jiwoo asked him how long it took him to master the technique, and Caden answered that he was the one who developed that technique. Then Caden put his paw on Jiwoo's chest and told him that the power is in his heart and spreads to the body like blood. He continued that he needed to remember the feeling of how the power moves and grows. He needs to remember that feeling so he can do it by himself one day. Caden started to channel his power, and bright lights kept on flashing. After a few moments, Caden got tired and told him that it would be hard to do it on his own and that it would take several months to remember that feeling, but Jiwoo already understood the feeling and flow of the power. Caden was surprised. The next morning, Caden was still surprised by how fast Jiwoo learned to channel the energy through his heart. Jiwoo told Caden that he didn't know if he was doing it right and thought that he was untalented. His phone rang. It was already 8 a.m. He prioritized feeding the cat over his breakfast and left. Caden thinks Jiwoo is talented. He didn't just realize how fast his progress is. Caden thinks that this is the first time he has seen someone with that potential, except for him, and thinks that his method is that effective because he's the great Caden. The three cats rushed in because they had already finished eating outside and started clinging to Caden, trying to ask to eat his cat food. He couldn't resist them and gave them to them. When Jiwoo got to school, he realized how fun these few days had been since he met Caden. Then the teacher woke him up because the class had already ended and he had been sleeping the whole day. While walking home, he saw Woo-in getting bullied by other students. He approached them and told them that that was a guy from his class, and one of the bullies tried to hit him, but he dodged. The guy kept on attacking him, but Jiwoo just dodged all of them. One dude told the others to stop, asked Jiwoo if he was the one that feeds the street cats, and warned him to be careful because he wouldn't let him off the next time they met. Jiwoo asked Woo-in if he was fine, but he just picked up the pet foods that the bullies threw from his bag and left, but Jiwoo followed him and asked him what kind of pet he had, but he just kept on ignoring Jiwoo. When Jiwoo got home, he was greeted by the other cats, but he couldn't find Caden, and he felt lonely because he was alone again. But Caden is just using the bathroom. Caden was a little annoyed because Jiwoo kept on shouting. He apologized and asked if he disturbed him during his business in the bathroom. Jiwoo told Caden that he was really happy that he was still there. The wild cat woke up and started hissing at them, but it remembered how Caden kicked him and started licking himself to hide his fear towards Caden. Jiwoo walked up to him, picked him up gently, put him on his lap, started petting him, and asked Caden to go with him. While they are walking on the streets, people are looking at them, especially Caden. While walking, Woo-in saw them and the wild cat, and when they got to the veterinary clinic, the doctor checked on the wild cat and didn't find any problems except for Caden and told him again that he needs to lose some weight. Jiwoo noticed that there are many animals in the care unit. The doctor told him that someone was leaving them in front of the vet clinic. The doctor told them that it seems that they don't have physical injuries, but that it seems like they are addicted to some kind of drug. When Woo-in came back to the lab, the old man asked him where he went. He answered that he took care of the disposed of animals and asked the man about the trackers he encountered and the power he had. The old man told him that he uses super speed and that he was just caught off guard. The next time they meet, the old man will kill him. The next day back in the school, Jiwoo greeted Woo-in, but he already knew that Jiwoo was an awakened one. Jiwoo kept talking to Woo-in while the other students talked about them because they didn't get close to other students. Woo-in is watching Jiwoo's actions, thinking that he also did some special training, but in reality, he's just looking at some of the cat's photos. Back in the house, Caden seems to struggle to stay awake. When he saw the other cats lying on the ground, he thought that someone was trying to use their powers to capture him, but it seems that's just a cat's nature to sleep a lot. Caden tries to fight it but still succumbs to it. While Jiwoo is going home, Woo-in is following him. He approached him and asked about the cat he got last night. He answered that he saw the cat looked hurt, so that's why he took it and treated its injuries. Woo-in told him that it might have been his cat, and Jiwoo told him that he would bring the cat there. When he got home, he told Caden that he had found the cat's owner, but Caden was a little worried. When he got back, Woo-in told him that it was his cat, but the cat hissed angrily at Woo-in and asked him if he was the cat's owner. But Woo-in adamantly told him to give him the cat, but Jiwoo refused, and he attacked Jiwoo, knocking him out cold. Woo-in used his powers to knock the cat out too and successfully did it, but Jiwoo had already recovered and stopped him from leaving. Woo-in is surprised that Jiwoo can still stand after he tries to put him to sleep. Jiwoo asked him why he was doing this, and he answered that he should just forget about everything, including the cat. Jiwoo thinks of the old man and asks Woo-in if he's working for him. Woo-in tells Jiwoo that the man is his mentor. Then, he suddenly attacks Jiwoo before he can react and successfully lands the attack, knocking him down. He attacks again, but this time Jiwoo dodges it. Woo-in kept on attacking him, but he dodged all of the attacks. Jiwoo's main goal was to grab the cat, but Woo-in anticipated it. He was caught and got hit with his attack, which sent him flying. Woo-in is confused because he thought that Jiwoo was a tracker, but his movement is clumsy and unrefined. Jiwoo got up and tried to grab the cat again, but Woo-in caught him again and slammed him to the wall and asked him, who does he work for and why is he tracking them? Jiwoo answered that he doesn't understand anything he was saying. Wu-in now understands that he's just someone who got caught up in this mess. He warns Ji-woo about everything and tells him to just forget everything, then Wu-in walks away. Ji-woo thought to himself that if he didn't take the cat home, the cat would be safer and escape on its own. Then he stood up and found a new resolve. Back in the house, Caden thought that Ji-woo was taking too long to get back home and sensed that he might be in danger, so he headed out. In the lab, Wu-in brought the wild cat in, and the old man was ecstatic that he got the cat back because now he can continue his research. The old man walks out of the room while Wu-in is still looking at the cat. Outside, Ji-woo followed Wu-in and found their lab, but the old man was waiting for him outside. Caden is looking for Ji-woo. He went to the veterinary clinic, but he can't find him. Meanwhile, on Ji-woo's side, the old man asks him why he is looking in the lab's direction, but Ji-woo tells him that he is just passing by. But the old man recognized him and knew that he was the one who took his cat. Then he suddenly attacked Ji-woo, sending him to the nearby wall and knocking him down. Then the old man walked towards him. Ji-woo is covered in cuts and bruises. He tries to stand up and use his power, but it doesn't seem to work. It seems like he used it all up. That gives the old man a chance to attack him again and send him flying. In the lab, Wu-in saw what was happening and ran outside. He told the old man that he heard Ji-woo when he tried to take him on and told the old man that he would take care of him, but the old man said that he would do it himself because he was still angry at Ji-woo. He attacked Ji-woo's leg so he couldn't use his super speed and started kicking him, but Wu-in yelled that he should stop because Ji-woo's not a tracker, and explained to him that he just took the cat from him because he thought he was abusing the wild cat. The old man was furious about Wu-in because he lied and attacked him, knocking him back to the wall, and told him to stay and that he would take care of Ji-woo. He also told Wu-in that since he saw his experiment, he needed to kill him. But Wu-in purposely missed his attack on the old man and told him that he wouldn't let him kill Ji-woo. The old man was surprised and angry at Wu-in because he attacked him. Wu-in told the old man he did that for him. The old man told Wu-in that he was the one who saved him from being experimented on and taught him everything, but in the end, he attacked the old man. He kept on attacking Wu-in, but when Wu-in attacked, he hit him. The old man was surprised, but he attacked Wu-in again, missing again after that Wu-in attacked and hit him again. The old man got serious and used a much more powerful attack, knocking him back to the wall. While knocked down, the old man attacked him again, sending him in the air, and he fell to the ground. The old man approached him and told him that he betrayed him, but Wu-in answered that he didn't betray him. Caden arrived at the scene and saw the old man beating Wu-in, but he was just looking for Ji-woo. When he saw Ji-woo on the other side, heavily injured, he walked towards him and asked if he was still fine. Caden told him that he has a knack for finding trouble, and Ji-woo just said he was sorry about all of this. After the old man stopped beating Wu-in, he wanted to kill Ji-woo first, but Wu-in still wanted to stop him, convincing him not to kill Ji-woo. The old man answered that it doesn't matter if he's a tracker or not, he's an awakened one, and he saw his experiment, so that's why he would kill Ji-woo. When he looked toward Ji-woo's location, he saw a fat cat and thought that he would add him to his collection. Ji-woo told Caden to run away, but Caden told him that he would handle this. Caden put his paw on Ji-woo's forehead, and Caden started to glow. The nearby electrical post exploded, and a bright light kept on shining. When the light fades, Caden regains his human form, snaps his finger, and creates a space isolation. Caden told the old man that he was just a kid. Do you need to beat him up like this? The old man asked him who he was, but he realized it was an electric type with a massive amount of energy, but he still couldn't believe it. Ji-woo called his name, and the old man was shocked and asked if he was Caden Break. Caden answered, "Bingo!" The old man started apologizing, saying that he didn't know that Ji-woo was acquainted with him, but Caden stopped him, told him to die, and attacked the old man with his lightning ability. If you enjoy this, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Thanks!